Tonya Hofmann's fabulous. Tonya Hofmann's fabulous. Tonya Hofmann's fabulous, fabulous TV show. Tonya.
Hello, everyone. I am so excited that you're back today. This is the Tonya Hofmann's fabulous TV show, and I have my guest star today, Sunni Boehme, today. Hi, Sunni.
Hello, I'm so happy to be here.
Yay! So we're going to hear from her in just a minute. Remember, stay around to the end of the presentation, end of the show, so that you have a chance to get something amazingly free from Sunni. As you know, all of my guests give so many incredible insights and things for you to do and possibilities. So take advantage of all of them, because you know they're all worth thousands and thousands of dollars. And who wouldn't want to take advantage of that? I'm always surprised, aren't you, Sunni, when people don't take advantage of things?
I am.
I'm like a take advantage junkie, I guess.
And I'm a how to get what you want now junkie. And lots of times when they're offering free stuff, it totally brings me what I want now.
Exactly. I mean, these are things that have great insights and information. So I'm really excited today. Sunni and I have been playing tag on my TV show, and we had a whole scheduled event that went bonkers, and this is what I want to get across to everybody, that sometimes things just go wrong. But it doesn't mean it fails. It just means you give an opportunity to do it again and make it better the second time.
It was a test run.
Exactly. So I'm super excited. So one of the things I wanted to give, I always give you all a tip, kind of some insight, what to do, how to change your life, how to change your business, how to even start a business. And today I wanted to really kind of cover something that changed my life, because I had built such a huge wall around me to keep me safe, because I had a pretty tough time in my life, I have had cancer, I've been robbed and tied up when I was 6 months pregnant, and those are the nice things. So when I say I've gone through it, I really have, and I didn't want it to keep me down, but I felt like I was just like swimming in a sea of not knowing, right? I was trying to find myself. Who is Tonya? Who is Tonya? Who should I be? And at 38 years old, I walked into Whole Foods one day and I saw a rack of cards. And normally I don't really read quotes. It's not something that I'm really big into, but this one just like went, Tonya, read me. And it said, life is not about finding yourself. Life is about creating yourself.
Yeah.
I could pick who I want to be. I can make the person I want to be. I don't have to find the person within or whatever. I can create who I wanted to be. And that was a changing point for my life. And I know that Sunni's got so many insights. So let's go into it. So Sunni, tell me a little bit about you and how you changed your world.
Well, when I was 28, I was finishing my master's in psychology, because I thought I knew I wanted to help people. And so I was going to school to get a master's in psychology, and I had a very successful business that I was reading books about the law of attraction. I was reading The Power of Your Subconscious Mind and Think and Grow Rich and The Game of Life and How to Play It. And I'd read the book, and then I go, okay, how can I put this to work in my life? Because I'm a woman of action. But the more I read the books, the more I realized that there were things in my life that were keeping me in a box. That if I really started doing these things, all the things in my box wouldn't fit anymore. And so there was a lot of unrest inside me. I was searching, I was looking, I was like, what am I supposed to be doing in the world? And how can I start doing this? I wanted to live life in joy and really find out what my passion was. And sometimes when people are stuck, like I was, even though I was studying and had accomplished a lot of things, I was still stuck in this same old box. And then I had a terrible car accident that nearly killed me. I had an out-of-body experience. I mean, the car was absolutely totaled. All of the glass imploded. I was hit so hard by a drunk driver that all of the safety glass broke and came into the car. Now, because of the way safety glass is, it didn't shatter and impale me, but it ruined my Oscar de la Renta suede suit. It was that much. And that whole story is written in my first book, Mirror, Mirror. And it's the law of attraction in action, grand adventures on a journey to empowerment. And so people will have major life impactful experiences like that. I was aware that when that car accident happened, it was like, oh my God, I could have been dead, and I've never been to Europe. When I came to in the hospital, I'd been out for a long time. And so by the time I came to, I was actually under some machines in a hospital. And they told me that I was probably always going to walk with a limp. I had severe back injuries. And I was either going to give my power away and go, okay, these doctors say that I'm an invalid or could be an invalid, and they have to operate on me tomorrow morning. Or I could use the principles that I'd been reading about in these books. And I was also a Reiki master at that time. I was one of the first Reiki masters in the United States.
Wow.
And I thought, okay, so I'm laying here on this gurney, like, okay, at 7 o'clock in the morning, these doctors are going to come in and tell me what they're going to do to cut my back. Or I could call in the laws of the universe, the power of divine source, and see if it works. It was a big test. And so I just laid there for hours and said, I'm having a miraculous healing. I'm having a miraculous healing. I don't care what they say. I don't care what they know. I don't care what the x-rays say. I'm having a miraculous healing because I've got work to do in the world. And the message also came to me, because there was, of course, that little point in my mind that I thought, oh, I could get lots of insurance money for this. And then I was told it was a drunk who had no insurance. Don't bother. So I went, okay, I better heal myself because there's not going to be any money out of this. And so in the morning when the surgeon came in, he said, here's your x-rays. It looks like we're going to have to do this, this, and this. And I went, okay, take more x-rays. I don't want you to do anything until you take more x-rays. Well, we just took these a few hours ago. What do you think? Something's going to happen? You've just been laying on it. Please take more x-rays. They took me in and the x-rays came out. The doctor went, are these somebody else's x-rays? Nurse, bring me her x-rays. Because the 3 places in my back that were damaged were fused, were back together again.
Wow.
Yes. So it was a total experience of me amping up my complete belief that there are forces beyond us, that when we claim our empowerment to be at one with divine source, that all of the answers can come, all of the resolutions can come, and everything that we need to have healed can be healed. Now, I have to say that for 6 months, I did have serious soft tissue damage, bruising, and I did go to a chiropractor for a number of months, and I did need some medical help, physical therapy, but the biggest damage that could have made me an invalid was gone.
Right.
So I'm not saying I don't believe that there isn't some way that we need some medical help, but I am saying that when we go to source and say, I'm having a miraculous healing now, and totally and completely believe it, because I was like, well, I'm either going to believe this or I'm at the mercy of the surgeon.
Right.
So my choice was to totally and completely believe it, believe it, believe it, just bathe myself in, I'm having a miraculous healing. I don't care what they say. And it worked.
Wow, that's such an amazing story. I know when the first time that I heard about The Secret and this law of attraction and everything, it just seemed unbelievable, right? And I
Yes,
think a lot of people when they hear it, but it's really kind of what we do every day. It's either you're going to believe or you're not going to believe, and whatever it is, you either going to believe that you're going to be successful or not, because if you don't believe you're going to be successful, you'll never be successful, right?
true. Because
And
that's your belief system, that
exactly.
you're not going to be successful.
I was just talking to an oncologist the other day, and they had said exactly that. They know who is going to heal and who is not going to, who is going to die by
Yeah,
just their attitude. If they
yes,
believe that they're going to be okay, they usually always are okay. And for
yes,
those who don't.
yes. It's the truth.
I know
And
with it was so funny because I had gone through this whole, okay, I'm going to really take this whole, idea of, law of attraction and everything to that like that next level. And
yeah,
then, we all get into that moment of this doesn't work,
we will be tested. It's true. We
And
will be
I
tested.
was driving in my car and I was like, why is this isn't working? I said, okay, I'm going to prove that this has to work, right? I'm going to prove
Yes,
it. I said,
yes,
I want, and this is the craziest thing. I said, I'm going to do something that, I mean, there's just no way. The only way that it would be, that would happen is if the law of attraction really worked. And
yes,
so I'm driving and I'm like, okay, I want someone to call me right now who has never called me before, ask me a question that I could solve for them immediately. And as soon as I said immediately, my phone rang. It was a
yes.
person who had never called me before. They were wanting a phone number of a lady that I happened to have her business card on the seat next to me.
Oh my God.
I know,
Yes,
I know.
yes.
And I picked it up and I was like, oh my gosh, I've got it for you. I mean,
Yeah.
it was the whole scenario made no sense. If you try to plan that, there was no way.
Yes. That is the trick that the law of attraction plays on us.
Yes.
And the truth is that for centuries, we have been deprogrammed to believe that there is an inner source that we can tap into. From the 12th century, when they would kill and murder and drown and hang people as heretics and witches, if they believed that good could come to them, if they believed in God.
Yeah.
And then the Germans did it too. Hitler did it. The different countries who say you can't go to church, the government is your God. They don't want us to be empowered. And when we totally go to divine source, we can call in the power to heal anything, give us any answer, call in all the right people, and life becomes a cosmic toboggan ride. And in
Yes.
fact, I just wrote an article about the cosmic toboggan ride because last month, the entire month of October, I was in Philadelphia, New Jersey, Long Island, doing book signings and empowerment seminars. And I was on a TV program in Long Island. And it all happened. I had one workshop booked at the beginning of the 2 weeks and one booked at the end of the 2 weeks, and nothing in between. And the toboggan ride was, I thought, am I going to cancel this? Because something else was going to happen in the middle, and that all fell apart. And I went, no, I'm going. I've got these two things booked. Instead of flying in and flying out, I thought I'm driving. I'm going to have a fabulous vacation. I'm going to meet wonderful people. I'm going to do new and different things. And every day, the right person will show up and invite me to do something in her city. And I ended up with 7 speaking engagements and book signings I ended up meeting fabulous people. I am invited back next year in October to do more women's empowerment programs, to do How to Get What You Want Now program, and that's men and women. I'm already booked for 5 programs.
Wow. And this is what I'm always trying to help people move towards, right? Is the reality that if you create action,
Yes.
that action will flourish, and the positiveness, right?
Yes.
So what I see most happen to most people is they get kind of that, I always call it the employee mentality. I'm going to sit here and I'm going to wait for somebody to contact me.
Yes.
And they got this little sour face and they're like, no one is contacting me. And I'm like, yeah, because you're not talking to anybody. It's got to be an exchange of energy.
Yes. Yes. And that's what happened. The toboggan ride was, I threw myself into Philadelphia, and each night I would get on Meetup and go, oh, that looks interesting. I'll go to that crystal healing program. And then there was another one, a yoga program. And so each night I went to someplace new. I met new people. They said, oh, that sounds really interesting what you're doing. Can I come to that? Or would you do a Discover the Goddess You Are program here? If we set you up for one next week and invited people, would you come back and do that? And I said, yeah, I'll be in the area for 2 weeks. And it was like popcorn. It was a cosmic toboggan ride. It was such a thrill.
Right.
All the fabulous people that I met, warm, wonderful, engaging, included me in their lifestyles. Come on over and have dinner at my house. Or, oh, I loved your book. I read your book. I bought your book and I read it in 2 days. Will you come over to my house for dinner? I'm going to invite some of my girlfriends over. I was like, wee!
Yeah. I just got back from a conference in California, and I thought, when I was going there, I said, okay, well, what do I want to happen at this event? So I set intentions of, meeting fabulous people. That I always put one out there that says, I want something to happen. I can't even imagine what it is, right? Yes. And sure enough,
better than I can ever imagine.
Yeah, oh yeah, it's like, so it was amazing just how when you go in with, because I see a lot of people that go to conferences and they just go as if they're just going. I mean, there's no
like cattle
focus. Yeah,
cattle drive.
I'm like, why are you here? Well, I was like, really? You don't even know why you're here. I mean,
right?
Crazy. So, and you always have to be careful, because I was driving back from Dallas one time. It seems like I do a lot in the car. And I saw this wreck, and I thought, oh my gosh, oh good, everyone looks like they're okay. Wow, they're going to get a new car from that. The next day, I had a huge wreck. And I'm like, I think I had maybe said something about how I would like to have a new car.
Yes.
How I was like, wow, how I'm feeling a little jealous that they're going to get a new car. Well, I didn't mean for me to have a wreck from it. Right.
What we put out in the universe is so powerful, and the energy has sped up. It's even faster, the results that we get. So when people are whining and complaining and instant replaying awful things that have happened in their life, they keep getting more awful things.
Yes.
And you say, when people set an intention, like I said, I'm going to meet great people. I'm going to go to some new, interesting things. I ended up staying at people's houses for the entire 2 weeks. I never had to spend 1 cent on hotel rooms. People kept inviting me to come to their houses. Well, me.
So I know you want to give us some tips. So how do you change the world? What kind of tips can you give us today?
Well, I'm a life coach, so I'm always helping people very specifically change whatever isn't going right. And of course, one of the main ways is I just sit there and listen, and pretty soon they're talking about what's not going right. And then we go, okay, you're telling me everything you don't like. So that means that the opposite of that is what you want. So the biggest, most valuable tip that I can give people today is to listen to yourself And if you're a really good friend, listen to your friends and what they keep complaining about, and then sit down and do what I call a Ben Franklin balance sheet. You take a piece of paper and you fold it in half lengthways, and on the left side you put down what's not working. Why this is irritating you, what this is, how this is annoying you. And then once you get all of that out, blah, 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 write it all down. And then it's real easy on the opposite side to start writing, oh, okay, I don't like the noise in my office. So what can I do to stop that, change that? Can I put some more plants in my office? Can I put some more cushy things in my office to absorb the noise? Can I ask the person next door to stop playing dice on their desk? Who knows what?
For all those Vegas people,
So that's one of the most important things that I immediately do with clients, is help them shift into, how can I make this better? How can my life get better? So that's the major question, is every single morning when you wake up, say, my life gets better every day. And then say, how can I make my life better? So like this morning, I said, how can I make my life better? And I realized that I had taken the wash out of my washing machine last night, but laid it on the bottom of my bed and was too tired to do all the folding. So the easy thing was, how can I make my life better? I can fold all the wash and put it all away so that my bedroom is in complete order and I'm feeling in control of my life.
Nice.
So I don't want people to think that when they say, how can my life get better, that it has to be win $1 million. Because there are little things that we are in total control of every day of our lives, that we are the ones that can make our life better. We are the ones that can put our lives in order and feel empowered and raise our confidence, because, see, I always get what I want. When I put all the clothes away and my room was in perfect order, I went, see, I always get what I want.
Nice. I love that. I did something similar the other day with my son. He's 10, and he was going through that little rough spot. If anyone's had kids, about that fifth grade, they're starting to turn into young men or young women, and they're having to figure out what to do with their whole little life, But I started realizing that, I asked kind of that same kind of question, how can I make this better for him, easier for him, and what is he really asking for? So I started listening to people,
Yes.
listening to his frustrations. What was he actually frustrated about? And I realized it was a lot of the same type of frustrations that myself and my husband both went through, that we want people to follow the rules. When rules are down, we believe people should follow them, So when someone's, especially if it's taking away from somebody else, we're a big component or proponent for the little guys, making sure that everything is fair and diverse.
Yeah.
And so we had a conversation with his teachers, and they had no idea, because he didn't tell anybody that he was upset with, some things that were going on. But then I realized too, for myself, I'm like, how can I make this better for him? And, we have that space in our children's lives that we get a little bit distant, just because they've got their life and they're starting to be more independent, and you've got yours and business and everything else. I thought, what if I ramp up how much time I sit and talk to him and do things with him? And boy, did that make a huge change, right? Because and it was nothing that big. It wasn't like something we have to go to Disney World, or it was just talking to him, saying good night, making sure that we actually communicated. Hugs, even when he doesn't want them. He really does want them,
Yeah, that's absolutely right. People think that they have to do some big thing like go to Disney World, when really it's quality of time that we need to spend with each other. Every single human being, all any of us want is to be loved and recognized. And that's all we want. That's all we need. And when people go to these seminars and they're ramped up like, oh, you could make $100,000 a year, you could make $1 million a year. It's like, that still won't give them the basic emotional things like, do you love me? And am I important to you? So that's why in my workshops and seminars, I take it back to what will really make you happy. Let's talk about the simple things that you are in control of in your life every single day, and make yourself happy by accomplishing them, doing something good for someone else, doing something good for yourself. Like, I made a decision a number of years ago that by the time I got to this age, I wanted to be able to have a massage every single week. Nice. Because I do a lot of nurturing of other people in my life. And that's one of the ways that I like to get nurtured. And I have created that every Monday, I take the entire day off and I get a massage. I go do my water aerobics, and then I sit in the jacuzzi, and then I take a shower, and in the same building, there's a massage therapist. Nice. So I've now taken 3 full hours of total taking care of my body, loving my body, enjoying my body, and enjoying my life more, because I walk out of there and I'm like practically levitating. I'm feeling so good. And so these are the things when you say, how can I make my life better? Would a massage or a foot massage or getting your nails done once a month, and then when you're done doing it, see, I always get what I want. I give myself what I want.
Love it. Yeah, and I think for a lot of women too, they wait for people to give things to them.
Yeah.
Instead of taking their own power and say, we've got to do things for ourselves. That was a hard thing for me, because I love gifts is one of my love languages. I don't know if you're familiar with the love language thing.
I love that book.
Right? It's so neat. So I was like, well, that's why I'm always waiting for other people to do things for me, because that's just kind of that symbol of love that I have. Yes. And but then I said, well, why can't I love myself? Why can't I give myself a gift?
Yes.
Right? You don't have to wait for other people to. You can actually do it for yourself.
Yes. I mean, because just my birthday was in October, and I buy every single year. If I'm not dating someone, I always buy myself something in opal, because I'm a Libra baby, so I get opals, and so I will either buy myself something or someone else. And so it's kind of easy for anybody who loves me and is dating me, because they already know for my birthday I get opals.
Nice.
Yes.
And opals are nice.
Yes, opals are very nice. I love it.
Now, I know we're running out of time already. Can you believe it?
I can't even believe it.
I know. I'm going to have you come on like every other week. So this is so much fun.
Can I also tell you about, when you asked me how I changed my life, I've got another book called Diary of a Turkish Wedding.
Yay.
Which is so valuable right now, because there's so much confusion about what's going on in these Muslim countries. What's happening? Who are these people? What do they believe in? And I actually, 10 years ago, married a Turkish man. And even though we lived in the United States, most of the time we would go back to visit his family, who lived in a very fundamentalist village in the far eastern side of Turkey, where the women didn't even watch TV because the men didn't want them to know there were any other options. So I have personally lived in Muslim villages, and I have lived in Turkey. I mean, not only Turkey, but also Pakistan. And so I really know the insides and outsides from living in a family. And so I've been traveling around the country doing women's book clubs, talking to them, helping them to understand about the cultural differences and things we have no comprehension of what is going on and why is it like this. And I am so happy to add to the knowledge and to know really underneath it all, all any of us want is love, and that's all they want to.
Right.
But what they sensationalize in the news is the not only the fundamentalists but the zealots and the people who are on the fringe crazy,
Yes.
who get just like with Hitler. It was the fringe crazies who followed him, and then they made everybody else conform. So this is very valuable right now. Diary of a Turkish Wedding. They can order it from me on my website at www.sunniboehme.com, SUNNIBOEHME.com. Or they can read the first 2 chapters for free on Amazon. But I priced my book so low that if they order it from Amazon, I only make $1. So I love it if you order it from me.
Right. And then tell us what you're giving away today, because I know
Okay.
everyone's waiting for this. They're like, I want this, whatever she's giving away.
I am giving away 28 ways to light up your life.
Oh.
28 ways to get happy in a hurry. And they can, if they send me an email on sunniboehme@hotmail.com, Sunni, SUNNI, Boehme, BOEHME, @hotmail.com. I can either send you an MP3 so that you can listen to it, watch it. It was professionally done. Or I can send you the email so that you can just read it. And then the trick is you choose something each day. If you're having a day where you're dragging your anchor in the sand, you can take a look at this and go, what do I want to do for myself today? What can I do to make myself happy? And you just take one and you do it. And because you made the choice, how can I make myself happy today? And then the empowerment of choosing something and doing it, it raises your whole energy. And then at the end of the day, you get to say, see, I always get what I want. I make a choice and then I do it and then I get what I want.
Love it. Love it. Thank you, Sunni, for being on today. I really appreciate it.
You're welcome. I'm so glad. And call me anytime. I'll do it anytime.
Yay!
Yay!
All right,
Have a great day.
everybody.
You make it a great day.
Everyone, go out, change your life today. Don't wait any longer. Make a change in other people's lives. Visit me at my website, publicspeakersassociation.com. Sunni's on there. She's obviously a fabulous speaker. You would want to book her for your next event. I would love to come to your next event also. So get a hold of us and see how we can help you change your life and change your world and get you connected. So thank you, Sunni. Thank you, everybody. See y'all next time.